If you are visiting Beppu for only 24 hours and want to maximize your time, look no further. In this video, I'm going to tell you how we spent the day in Beppu and give you all my research to steal. There's a good chance you already know that Beppu is one of Japan's most famous hot spring resorts. I mean, just look at it. The place is literally steaming. There are so many different types of baths to choose from. There are hot spring baths, mud baths, sand baths, and steam baths. Some are super fancy and expensive, and some are more old school, like our hotel, and some are totally rustic. There are tons of places that offer day passes for use of their public baths or hourly use of their private ones. You can also choose to stay in a hotel that gives you access to theirs, whether you paid to have a private bath attached to your room, or if it was something like ours, they had a public bath and they could offer access to a private bath across the street. You can certainly choose to ball out at places like Sekai Amane Resort Gahama, the Ryutai Tanokura, or the ANA Intercontinental. Some of these offer stunning views, while others are quietly tucked away in a more forested area. We chose to stay somewhere in the city that's a little more old school. The Nogami Honken Ryokan was perfect for us because it had parking, breakfast, a public onsen, and access to a private onsen. The location is urban, so the baths didn't give us any views of nature, but they were very private and still had a cool vibe to them. The hotel was also ideal for us because it's near the Beppu Tower and the Nightlife district. Our room was a Japanese style and much bigger than what we were expecting. The best part was that it was like $90 a night. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more traditional and rustic, I would definitely recommend that you check out the Myoben area. Some of the onsen here are encased in timber huts with thatched roofs. One called Myoben Yunosato Onsen lets you rent out your own little hut. Some other ones I have saved in that area are the Myoben Onsen Yunosato Open Air and the Akamotoya Ryokan. The restaurant here is also known for serving up some delicious steamed food and pudding. If you really want to go crazy and it helps to have a car, you can go check out some of the hidden onsen in the hills outside of town. These are free to use, very small, and mixed use, meaning that there are men and women there. But let's be real, it's a lot of men. Will and I actually went to 2 of them. This one was really crowded, and so we did not end up going in, but we did go to this one. It has a nice sized parking lot, and there's a little path down to get to the springs. It's slightly hidden in the forest next to a stream, but once you get down there, you'll see that there is a changing room and several hot spring pools. I think the point is that you're supposed to make your way through the different pools and then end up splashing around in the freezing cold river. There were people here, so we couldn't film, but if you are wanting to sit in a forest hot spring along a river, here is your chance. But just be prepared for other people to be there too. Now let's talk about some hot springs that you can't get into, and those are known as the 7 Hells of Beppu. These hells are each different hot springs that reach over 100 degrees Celsius. Each one has its own characteristics and experience attached to it. You can buy a pass that allows you to visit all of them, but we decided to just go to the most scenic one, known as the Sea Hell. This isn't just a hot spring, it's a whole little garden and shop area. There's a foot bath, a walking garden, a red hot spring, a gift shop, and a little cafe. The snack shop at the entrance is famous for selling Goku Raku Mango, these little sweet buns that are steamed using the Hell steam. You can buy them in packs of 15. The souvenir store has a lot of local products, especially hot spring skincare. You can buy Enmen no Yu, which is a hot spring powder you can add to your bath, made from the hot spring itself. On the other side of the gift store is the Sea Hell. This huge steaming pool of milky blue water is pretty amazing to see. You can walk around it to get lots of different viewpoints, and I especially liked seeing it contrast with the red torii gates of the adjacent Shinto shrine. Switching gears, I want to talk about food for a second. Before coming to Beppu, I researched all the different foods that we needed to try, and here is my list. As I mentioned, the Hell steamed cuisine is very popular. Foods like fish, meat, vegetables, and even pizza can be steamed using the fumes of the hot springs. A quick Google search can give you lots of places where you can eat Hell steamed food, and a few of them are Jigoku Mushi Kobu Kanawa. This is definitely the most popular one. and guests can steam cook their own food in their own rented steam chamber. There's also Geothermal Tourism Lab Enma, where you can actually soak your feet in a hot spring while eating steamed food. There's Daiko Kuya, and this is an inn and family-owned restaurant. Last is Mushicharo, a Chinese restaurant that utilizes steam cooking as well. I am always looking for noodles, and there are two types of noodles to try while in Beppu. The first kind is called dangojiru, which is a savory dumpling soup made with handmade noodles, vegetables, and a miso-based broth. One place to get them would be Amamichaya, an old-school cafe serving up local specialties like dangojiru. The second type of noodle dish would be Beppu ramen, a cold noodle soup perfect for a hot summer day. Some places to get this would be Hugetsu, where many people say this cold noodle dish originated. There's also Kirin Tai, founded in 1974 and serves all types of noodles, including ramen and Beppu cold noodles. I also had the Noodle Factory Life saved on my maps because of its good reviews and proximity to our hotel. The last food I want to talk about is toriten, or chicken tempura. Toriten is a well-known Seoul food in the Oita prefecture. It's a lot like fried chicken, except it is more lightweight and less oily. This local delicacy can be found on lots of menus at izakayas throughout the prefecture. We had ours at Minori, a family-run izakaya. We also had the eggplant yakisoba and gyozas, all fantastic. I want to talk a little bit about the nightlife in Beppu. This area to the east of the train station is the nightlife district. Some places to look out for would be Yasaka Street and its izakayas, Seoul Paseo Ginza for vintage-style restaurants and pubs, and the larger Motomachi area, where there are izakaya and local Western-style cocktail bars. While we were bopping around at night, we also learned a little bit about the local music scene in Beppu. Apparently, both Beppu and Oita have a thriving underground scene, with venues like Copper Ravens and At Hall having regular shows with genres like rock, punk rock, grindcore, and noise. If you're looking for that underground sound, you can also keep an eye on places like Azul and Tannel. If you're looking for more of a clubby DJ experience, you can follow Blick Block in Oita City or Hit Parade Club in Beppu to keep track of their events. Creole Cafe was also listed as a popular venue spot, and we went there on a Friday night to see if anything was going on, but it was pretty quiet. We did find ourselves in Copper Ravens, where a local band was having their rehearsal. They were super talented and really nice. It felt like we had stumbled into our own private concert experience. Let's talk about a few other things you can do to get the most of your time in Beppu. You can ride on the Beppu Railway to the top of Mount Tsurumi, where you'll find some hiking trails and observation decks. You can also go up into the Beppu Tower to get some good views of the city and the bay. There's actually a lot going on here, with the first floor being Creole Cafe, the second floor is a museum, the fourth floor is a karaoke place, and then there are multiple viewing decks and a cafe on the 17th floor. For a little bit of culture, you can go visit the Yayoi Tengu, a little shrine built to protect against fire. You'll see this long-nosed dog figure in a lot of imagery around Beppu, and the statue does not disappoint. This area is also great for shopping and wandering around. After seeing the Yayoi Tengu statue, Will and I decided to drive out of the city to the Uchinari rice terraces. Now, we never got to see any rice terraces in Vietnam or Thailand, so we thought that these were pretty impressive. Just in general, this area is totally beautiful and serene. We had a really nice time driving around to the different viewpoints and getting semi-lost within the residential streets. Whenever people are visiting Beppu, they usually also take time to visit the neighboring city of Oita. There are lots of museums and things to do here, but Will and I needed to get on the road. Overall, we actually really liked Beppu. It seems like a place where people only go during the day, or like cruise liners drop people off for the day. So spending the night there, it was a little bit more quiet than we expected, but it was really nice. We really liked it. If you are planning to road trip around Kyushu, I have a video that I can link here where I detail 3 days that we spent driving around the Asokuju National Park and the Kurokawa Onsen Village. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!